Here we are back at the main page of the Adobe Spark website. Again, to get to this main page, if you're in mid-project, is to go to the Spark logo in the upper left-hand corner, and it will reload to that initial page. And your next step is to go to this little plus here in the upper center of the page. Click it. We worked on posts the previous time. Today we'll work with pages. And here's our first screen. So we'll start where it says add a title and add a subtitle. I'm going to quickly pull up my cheat sheet. Our main title will be Drought Resistant Plant Seminar. So I'll right click and copy, go back to my site and add that as my title. I'll then go back to my cheat sheet and Adventures in Sustainable Gardening will be my subtitle. So I choose copy, go back to my site, click under add a subtitle and paste in that subtitle. Now this plus, whenever we see one, we can click it and get a number of options for what we want to put on the screen. When I click it this first time, it just gives me the photo option, and this will be a full screen photo that covers our entire screen. Be aware, however, that when you click that plus after this first one, you'll get a lot more options than simply photo. So choose something that's going to be able to look good when taking up the entire screen of the end user. I'll click upload photo and we'll go to my desktop and we'll go to Spark and let's find something nice. Let's go ahead and use this one. And you can see it populates automatically into the page. Now at the bottom it says scroll down to start writing your story. And as you scroll down, you may notice that the title stays centered longer than the rest of the picture. So what Adobe Spark Page is doing here is allowing that title to stay just a few moments longer in the end user's eye, which is kind of cool. We have this little plus. This time when I click it, we have many more options. These are all fairly self-explanatory: photo, text, button, video, and a photo grid. The only one that requires explanation is Glide Show, and we're actually going to be using Glide Show in a separate tutorial after this one. It's one of the coolest ways to work with Spark pages, but we'll start out with these simpler options here. I want to start off with a CSU extension logo, so I'm going to click Photo, go to the familiar Upload Photo button. We're in our Spark page, and I will choose an extension logo. So now we have several more options. We have a plus above our logo, where we can add elements. We have a plus below our logo, where we can add elements. And if we click the logo itself, we have several options as far as what to do with this image. Inline's probably the most boring of all of them, though we will be using it for this logo. It simply puts the image in the center of the screen and doesn't really give it any effect. Both fill screen and full width are going to give you very large pictures. Be aware that the end user is going to have to do a lot of scrolling up and down to get over that picture. So be aware you're going to be using a lot of real estate if you're working with fill screen and full width. Window is one of my favorites. It's smaller than the fill screen and the full width, and we'll be using this later. And it's a little hard to describe, but basically what this does is gives you a little window into the image as you scroll past, and that will make more sense once we actually use it. And the final two are we can replace the image or we can delete the image. I think we will leave this as an inline photo, and we're going to go on to our next element. I'll go back to my cheat sheet and we will give them some basic information here first. Right click and copy, and we'll go back to the text option this time, and we'll paste that text in. Now notice there's a plus between all these lines of text. These pluses will not show up when the end user is using it, and we'll do a preview in just a minute after we get this text formatted. I'm going to click inside the text. I get this toolbar. Let's go ahead and give it an H2 header so it stands out a little more. And let's also center these. So now they're centered and they're H2s. Let's go to preview. Here's our opening splash screen, our main title and our subtitle. And as we scroll down, we can see our logo and then our text. To get rid of the preview and continue, you click the X in the upper right-hand corner. Let's continue adding elements. I'll click plus. I'm going to add a photo this time. We'll go to upload photo and let's choose this one. Now I'm going to go window. I talked before about how window is good if you're trying to conserve real estate on your screen. So we're going to go with window for all the interior images, and we'll just use full width and fill screen for the beginning and the end. So here's the window, and if I scroll, you can kind of get a sense of this effect. You get a window into the picture, but not the full picture itself. Also notice we have a caption option over here, so we can add words here on the left. I've got a sentence of text already preloaded into my clipboard, so I'm going to click on caption and Control and V to paste. So now when we scroll down or up, we have a caption that overlays on this window of our image. So it's a fairly cool effect. In the glide show option, which we'll see in our next tutorial, you can add more content than just text to these caption panels. You can add pictures, you can add YouTube videos. In the current configuration, though, we can only add text. So we'll move down here. I'll click plus again. We'll choose text, and I already have a new piece of text loaded into my clipboard, so I'll Control and V that in. I will center it. I'll make this paragraph text as opposed to H1 or H2. And then just below this, I'm going to put in a video. I'm going to add an embedded video from YouTube. So I'll click inside the box, Control V in my URL for the YouTube video, and click Save. And now we have a video. Let's go back and preview the entire thing now. We'll click Preview. Take a few seconds to load. We're here at our splash screen, main title, subtitle. We have our logo for CSU Extension, when the event is, our first image, which is a window image, and then a caption that goes over that image, a piece of text, and a video. I'll choose the X at the upper right-hand corner to get out of preview mode. We will add, with the plus, another photo. We'll go to upload photo, and let's work with this one. We're going to make it a window photo again, which gives us the caption option. Here's our caption option again. I'll show you a little trick. You can't drag this to wherever you like, but you can drag it to the right side of the page. So I'm going to grab my caption box over there and then Control V in my sentence. We'll then move down to this next plus. I'll go to text. I have yet one more bit of text in my clipboard loaded already. So Control V gives me that text. I will select it again and center it. And then finally, I'll click the plus one last time. We haven't worked with a button yet, so we'll click button. We'll type in El Paso County Extension. And then I'll add the URL just below it. I'll paste in the URL for El Paso County Extension there, just below it. I'll center it, and I'll click Save. So now we have a button. We'll conclude with a plus and a photo, upload photo, and I think let's end with a giant ram's head here. We'll click Open, and that's in line, meaning it's going to be larger, working with full screen or full width, so we'll keep it as is. We'll go to Preview, and here is our entire presentation. Splash, image, main title, subtitle, logo, the time, our first picture and a caption on the left, a bit of text and a video, our next picture with a caption on the right, a final call to action there, a button that when we click takes us to El Paso County extension, and then finally the ram's head. And that is how to make an Adobe Spark page, or at least one kind of page. Our next session will deal with how to build a glide show using Adobe Spark pages.